What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. I'm your host, Terrence Pitts, aka Pitts from Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, coming to you live from the house. Y'all know what it is. It is time to roll out this 2025 HBCU Softball Challenge. And who else better to start it with? Coach Z, Lincoln University head coach, aka Coach of the Year. Then we also have Coach Powell, Bowie State University, back-to-back champs.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm going to pivot. I'm going to start with Christian before I introduce Coach Holly. Christian is a recent graduate for Lincoln University, and he majors in broadcast journalism. So, what better way than to get him in the fray and allow him to join us for today's session. So, Christian, welcome.
Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. And now we have Coach Holly from Bluefield State University. How you doing, Coach Holly?
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
So listen, 2025 HBCU Softball Challenge. It is actually approaching quickly. And before we get into the conversation, we just want to do a quick recap of last year's CIAA, SIAC, HBCU Softball Challenge. Mark, South Carolina. Here with John Mark Freeze, Vice President of Sports Development. How you doing today?
Doing well. Welcome to town.
Thank you for having us. It's been amazing. 2 days so far, long 2 days.
Long 2 days. Love it though. That's the life of tournaments, so it's a good thing. Absolutely.
Well, one, we have a very beautiful facility.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
We like to take pride in it. Like to think it's one of the premier softball, baseball facilities in the Southeast. So happy to have it here in Spartanburg.
Maybe getting all the conferences to just do one tournament here.
That's the dream, right? Is to expand it, make it bigger and better. I think we're right around 18 to 20 teams this year. If we can expand that into other HBCU conferences, make it an invitational.
Ladies and gentlemen, coaches, just let's tackle a recap of last year for you and your perspective and your thoughts and feelings and the excitement for going this year. Coach Holly, we'll start with you.
Honestly, just really excited to get back to it again in second year. Last year, Coach Powell invited us, and Bluefield State got a taste of what it was like to kind of see the other SIAC conference too as well, along with us joining the CIAA for the first year in many years, which we have been a part of years long ago. But just really excited to tap back in again this year and play some great competition, and really kind of just come out on top.
Absolutely. Coach Z?
Well, for us, ready to go at it again. We definitely feel like this year is going to be a year for us to change the narrative about Lincoln. We're definitely coming. So, that's just it. We're excited for it, though.
Coach Powell.
I don't know. Coach Z got me scared over here. I'm scared to talk. We gonna show up. We're going to show up and we're going to see what happens. I'm always excited. We'll get a chance to play the other HBCU conferences, and we all get together. It's always a good time. It's always competitive. So, looking forward to it once again.
Coach Z's already off to a good start. Look, she done shot fires, and now her players are coming in shooting with her. Listen, that is amazing. But hey, listen, that is what makes this so exciting. That is what makes it, man, I can't wait. I feel like I'm a part of it. I'm playing, but the excitement, the energy, the love, the camaraderie. Christian, did you have anything that you wanted to add or state in the interim of? I know you weren't there last year, but did you have a question? I'll let you start it off if you have one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna ask a question for all the coaches on the call, but a special shout out to Coach Z. Lincoln alum. I have to. So my very first question is going to be, what impact do you all think that the overall CIAA and SIAC challenge, what do you think overall it has to do with building and strengthening both conferences? Because normally, you have inter-conference play, but what do you think are the ways that this particular challenge helps you all build for and strengthen both conferences?
We could go ahead and take that, start with Holly and then work our way back up to Z and Coach Powell.
I think honestly, it kind of just, we spoke of this a little bit last year, but just continues to broadcast and put HBCUs on the map. And there are only 2 Division II conferences that are HBCU conferences. So it's great, honestly, when you can get the best 2 D2 HBCU conferences and the only 2 that there are, bring them together and show how competitive both conferences are. It brings that attention to both conferences and really kind of just allows us to elevate our game across the board. And just show and experience, basically, you experience HBCU culture. It's loud, obnoxious in the best and right ways. And honestly, you get to see competitive softball. And a lot of times those games go down to the narrow. So it's exciting. We're all thrilled to be a part of it. But ultimately, it impacts our neighborhoods and our communities to just broadcast and be like, here, we didn't go anywhere. We're still here. And let us be the option for you your next 4 years.
Coach Z?
I mean, Coach Holly just said it. The only thing I would like to add is that it gives you the opportunity to play outside competition. For real, just because if you really think about it, most of our games are only between, our conference. So I'm really only going to see Bluefield. I'm only going to see Bowie, but it gives me a chance to now go against like Spring Hill, Tuskegee, those schools. And I just feel like it gives us an opportunity to see what the other side is like also.
Coach Powell?
Yeah, just to piggyback on kind of what both coaches already said, which, all of that is really, true stuff that happens. I think one additive that I really like when we playing against the other HBCUs, the other conferences, is that, most people don't know that, none of the teams will give up. No matter what team we're playing, no matter what the score is, they're just not going to give up. And you don't find that true in all conferences. You know what I mean? So I love the camaraderie. I love the competition. But what I really like to see is that, no matter what, the cheering's going to happen, the excitement's going to happen. But the teams that are playing against the CIAA and the SIAC, they're not. When you think the game is over, you better look out, because nobody's going to quit. So that's what I really think is really impressive about what we're doing. And all that good stuff that Coach Holly and Coach Z said.
So, Coach Powell, I'm going to boomerang it back to you. And we talk about the games. Last year it was in February, Black History Month. This year it's in February again. Talk about the importance of not only the month that it's in, but, the elevation and the exposure that, rightfully so, should be a lot more when it comes to women in sports. Can you just, share a little bit about that and how it maximizes that exposure for women in sports, particularly softball?
So, yeah, so being in February, being softball, man, I mean, Coach Holly spoke on it earlier. It's really about, putting it out there and competing and, having the young ladies actually have the spotlight on them in ways that doesn't normally happen. And so I think the more schools we have involved, the more, kind of eyes are brought to what we're trying to do. I think that's going to be the most successful outcome. You know what I mean? Of really having them, be showcased. So that's what it is.
Coach Z and Coach Holly, did y'all want to add to that, or?
Coach Powell hit it. Coach Powell hit it on the note for me.
So my next question, now we move to the present. How excited are you guys for the HBCU Softball Challenge this year? Have you told your new players that are coming in? Like, have you talked about this? Like, are you excited, or the players excited to give back who may not have, felt like they gave what they could have last year? Coach Z, we'll start with you. I don't want Coach Holly to think I'm picking on her. Then we'll go to Coach Powell, and then we'll go to you, Coach Holly.
Okay. My players are really excited just to have the chance to go down and compete. We always love warmer weather, especially in February. So that's the start of our season for us. First time touching dirt, first time being on the field, really. So they're all really excited for that. I haven't said anything to my freshmen yet. Main reason I want them to get the experience that they want out of it. I don't want to, tell them what it's going to be like, how it's going to be, what to expect, and then we get down there and it's different because it is different every year. So I'm definitely going to leave that to them to get their own perspective, their own experience, and just see how we rock out with that.
I get it. No preconceived expectations on their part. Coach Powell?
I think that I think my upperclassmen and my seniors, they've already kind of shared kind of what my freshmen are walking into. We're always excited to get on the field to compete, but I think competing against the other HBCUs is really something that they kind of look forward to. The long bus ride, the cheering, all of that, they look forward to doing that. And then the caveat is being able to play against all those other HBCUs. So that's kind of what everybody, that's what my squad is kind of looking forward to, just really getting back on the field. Like Coach Z said, it's going to be for the first time playing on dirt, having the dirt under them because it's so cold. So we'll be excited about the change of weather. So yeah, we're gonna be ready. That's what I gotta say. Well, I hope we'll be ready.
Coach Holly?
Very similar to what Coach Powell had stated. My upperclassmen have kind of just filled in my girls. I have a lot of freshmen. I'm kind of heavy on transfers too this year. So just kind of like sharing with them, like just how exciting of a weekend it is, how high tempo pace the games are played, the high energy, the atmosphere. They've kind of already shared, like, if you can't block out the noise, we're not going to be able to come out on top. So certain noise, you got to be able to block out and just remember why we're there, get the job done, and let's execute. Let's have fun, but let's come out with a dub. So I think we're definitely excited to kind of check back in this year. And I got a lot of newbies, so they're looking forward to an exciting weekend. So I think they're more hyped than I am. So that's good. That's a good sign.
Absolutely. Kristen, you want to go ahead and jump in if you have another question?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm going to stay right in this lane about the upcoming season. This question is also for all the coaches as well. What are some ways that you all motivate, the entire team to get them ready for a new season and kind of to not harp on what happened last season, but kind of to motivate them to improve on anything? It could be batting average, it can be on base percentage, anything. What are some ways that what tools do you all use to motivate your teams?
And we can take that. Coach Powell, you can start first, then Coach Holly, then Coach Z.
Good question. We use a lot of different ways of motivation, but the one of the biggest ways that we motivate is really through through our leadership of our upperclassmen. They kind of lead the charge on kind of the expectation, of what we need to do to be successful through the season. So they do a whole lot of individual talking about the success that we're trying to have. And we don't talk much about last year unless it can help us, but we talk about more about kind of where we are right now, like the team that's going to take the field this spring, because the team that took the field last spring is going to look totally different than the team that take the field this spring. So we really focus in on kind of motivating about what the future looks like. So yeah, so that's what Bowie does a little bit.
All right, and Coach Holly, Bluefield State.
At Bluefield State, we're all coaches, so our answers are probably all similar in a sense. But we really, same thing as Coach Powell mentioned, we focus on the present, right? Last year was last year. It's kind of we take it and we use it to build momentum off of. Last year we fell a little short. for the season. And this year, we're looking to not only just make the same statement we made last year, but really put emphasis on like we can compete. We are here to kind of like make it to tournament this year, and really just set the tone of what our season looks like. So motivation like factors we kind of utilize at Bluefield State. We do a lot of like work over the summer, a lot of mental work and not always the physicality part. I think when, especially with this generation, just them coming in to the new school and physical year of just being mentally sound and ready to be like, okay, I had a summer, I enjoyed myself, I worked out. Okay, now here's the fall. Let me prep myself. We're capitalizing on individuals, overall team practice, and going into our fall season to set the tone of what we want to look like when we come back for the spring. I think that alone is just motivating itself for my girls. And we kind of just build off of momentum. And that's the team that I carry this year. I don't have the same team I had last year. Like Coach Powell said, each year's different. And you don't want to always focus on the past. So it's more so just staying present in what we're doing now and how we can kind of take our own momentum and continue to build and continue to be better.
Absolutely. Coach Z, the Lincoln University.
For us, our motivation is each other. At the end of the day, we know like the pitcher can't pitch without the catcher. The catcher can't get somebody stealing without a shortstop. So we just basically rely on each other and we motivate each other to be the best at what we're doing. What's that saying? Iron sharpen iron.
Yeah.
That's the motto that we kind of go by. We don't really reflect on last year as much, but what I will say we do is we grow from it. The reason why I say that I have a lot of seniors, I'm senior class heavy, finally, you know what I mean? Senior class heavy this year. And so a lot of my seniors, they understand what it feels like to be the old Lincoln. And they also had a taste of the new Lincoln. So we're kind of just, using that. We're driving off of that. We're building each year. We're building each year, every time we play. And that's just it. We just motivate each other and we use last year as our stepping stone. And like I said earlier, we're just trying to change the narrative of our program. Lincoln used to be the team you could just get an easy dub from. And we're definitely trying to change that.
Absolutely. And Coach Z and the Lincoln University is a more senior team coming in this year, where both Coach Holly and Coach Powell have more of some either freshmen from last year or, incoming freshmen. Still has some veteran presence, but relatively young. Coach Powell, last year there were 18 to 20 teams that participated. Roughly about right now, how many numbers are you looking at for this year?
We actually have 19 teams. We had 18 teams. Actually, last year we had 17 teams participate. This year we have 19 teams. We added Florida Memorial. They're coming in. They're NAI, one of the best NAI. Actually, they went to the NAI Division II National Championship. So they were, they're going to be competitive. And then we also added Voorhees is coming in, and then we had Lane. So we added a couple teams, decided not to return, but we added a couple of SIAC teams, or independent, and also NAI, and they're all HBCU. So we're doing well. I mean, I'm excited about the teams and the university we have coming this year.
So real quick, Coach, before I ask this next question, is this still time, or is there still enough time for other universities who may want to jump on to still do so?
Yeah, so I sent out one more last email to all the other HBCUs and to some non-HBCUs that are in the region, to a couple of PWIs, so there is a little bit of time, but time is getting short because I don't want to have to change the schedule and keep changing the schedule. So, and right. I know everybody anxious about getting that schedule. So, yeah, if there's a university interested, please get in contact with me so we can, add them to the group.
Coach Powell then took the next segment away. You can't. So since you're already there, we're going to stay with you right there. And then we'll go to Coach Holly, and then we'll go to Coach Z. So I want you to, this is the reason why I asked that question, because I want each of you to give your take on why it's like why the experience that you've got and the importance not only for you but as your team to give a spill as to a pitch to those other universities as an encouragement to, if they have not yet, to reach out for more information, to be a part of it, to get their girls and their teams a part of it. Coach Powell, Coach Holly, and Coach Z.
So I think what we glean out of the most is that the camaraderie, to see other players that other universities that are excellent in what they do and what they're trying to achieve, so it's excellence all around, and so that's one thing that I think that elevates the HBCU challenge, is that it's excellence all around. I mean, from the cheering to the skill level, it is just a really a good place to be in early February to see some good softball. So yeah, so if you're interested, come on and be a part.
Coach Holly.
Coach Powell actually said it perfectly. Honestly, just Black excellence at its finest, right? And it's nice to see each institution too as well. Within our players, kind of like vouch out to meet other players and kind of meet new friends on other teams, and kind of just build that network and connection, whether it's a soror on a team or even kind of just someone that you see them all year round. And I know some of my kids are able to recognize some of Coach Z's kids to know, okay, that's her pitcher. She's really good. I really love her. I love her energy. I love her vibe. So it's kind of like when you get to come back to this challenge, you get to kind of see them and they get excited to see each other. Vice versa with us coaches too as well. But honestly, just an exciting weekend, really tough competition, and not to mention just a positive environment of just educated Black women and men, as far as coaches, just really all coming together and really kind of just putting on our best showcase, like showcasing our skills and our camaraderie, like Coach Powell said.
Coach Z.
I mean, they basically said it. Only thing like that, it's a fun time. It's a fun time to come out, support. Coach Holly, Coach Bell, they all said it. That's it.
I would say from just from my observation from the outside, I think it's the start. You're not in your conference play, and I think it's a great way to see where you are. See where you are as a team. See where your strengths are. See where some of your weaknesses are. But also as an encouragement, because you're playing against the best of the best in the HBCUs, and like Coach Z said, iron sharpens iron. And what better way to sharpen your iron before you get into, your conference play by playing against others in outer conferences? So that's my take on it. I appreciate all of you for being on tonight. You're not new. You're all returning guests. But importantly enough, the message. I think this was a great way to actually kick off the coach promotional tour when it comes to the HBCU 2025 HBCU Softball Classic, as I do intend to try to get all of the head coaches from every university that's going to be represented, to give them also a chance to speak on how they feel, their thoughts, their excitement, etc., coming up for the game. So I thank each of you. If you one last word, Coach Holly, you start first, Coach Z, then Coach Powell, and then Christian, I'll give you the last word before I sign off.
Go Bowie State. West side, best side. That's all I can say. To start it off and to end it off. Honestly, just really excited for the weekend. And really just exciting what we're all going to look like this spring. We know in the CI, the North is very competitive. So I have two competitive programs right here on this call I got to see and I got to beat this year. So it's Go Bowie State, but overall, I'm really excited and looking forward to a great, successful year for all of us.
Coach Z.
I say Coach Holly said it. I don't know about the Go Bowie State part, but I don't know about that one. But definitely look forward to it. I want to shout out Coach Powell for putting this on, sparking this idea for everybody, giving all of us an opportunity and a chance to showcase our talent, showcase our universities, and just shout out to him. but I'm going to end it with go LU, you know?
Coach Powell.
I'm gonna go another direction. I'm gonna stay away from the BSU and the LOU. So I'm gonna stay away from that. What I would say is that what we have established, and I appreciate the love, Coach Z and Coach Holly. So what we established is when one of the websites, I think it's called HBCU Softball, they actually put out a list of the top 10, right? And so I went to that list and I was like, so if y'all think they're the top 10, so I invited every person that was on that top 10 list. You know what I mean? And so we got 6 of the 10 to commit to come. And like Coach Holly said, I'm telling you, the North CIAA conference is gonna be a battle. I mean, it is gonna be a battle. You know, I wish I was in the South. I said it out loud, but
we all thinking it, Coach. We all thinking it.
because the North is gonna be really tough, and those two young ladies and those two ladies, right? That's with us today, man. They like I said, they're the up and coming coaches. You know, so I got my head on the swivel. You know, trying to make sure I'm ready for them. So. Go BSU. How about that?
Kristen.
Yes, sir. First thing is first, I want to thank Mr. Pitts for allowing me to be a special guest tonight. Appreciate that, sir. This was a great opportunity to be able to speak to all 3 coaches. And also, I want to thank the coaches as well. Thank you for giving very thoughtful answers, and I appreciate it. I wish you all safe and healthy and blessed rest of your season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yep.
So before I close it out, I do have a request, and this is for Coach Holly. Coach Holly, listen, we all will need a Coach Holly impersonation when we get there. We need that Coach Holly impersonation that we've been seeing a lot of on Instagram. We need that, but we need that on camera from different angles. So can we make that happen the first day?
Maggie Mullen is the girl you got to talk to. Maggie Mullen, she's one of my pitchers. She's also a junior. She's actually from Maryland. She has had me down to the T all year long. I mean, it's so bad. From the pin to the hat to the gum.
To the chewing the gum.
To the accent when I'm yelling. I mean, she's had me. She's had my number on her back. That's for sure. So I'll definitely make it happen for you, Maggie Mullen. I mean, great kid. She's gonna nail it. She's been on my head all year. So I know she would be ecstatic to continue to be on my head.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I definitely thank you for that. And before I end, I forgot to do this in the beginning. Sorry, charge it to my head, not my heart. Shout out to Staples. Staples is a major sponsor for Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio. Everything, all your print needs, you know, your business cards, your flyers, whatever you need, shop Staples. They get you right. Trust me, they get me right every time. Now, I'm your host, Terrence Pitts, Bowie TV, Pitt Sports Zone, Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, coming to you live with the Lincoln University head softball coach, Coach Z, aka Coach of the Year 2024. And then I'm just going to dub Coach Holly Rookie Coach, Rookie Coach of the Year, the CIAA last year, Bluefield State University. And then, of course, you know, back-to-back, Coach Powell, Bowie State University, back-to-back champs in the CIAA. And of course, Kristen, thank you very much for joining us. We definitely thank everybody who tuned in for tonight. Listen, we have a lot more coaches to come and bring to you. Please stay tuned. And also look forward, you know, reach out to the schools, follow the schools, encourage them, share, comment, subscribe. All we got is us. We can't do it for us. Nobody else will.
Yeah.
Have a great night.